When we last left our adventurers, you guys were in the town of Thrushmore. You guys had just finished successfully casting the ritual of
No, we're still talking to
ritual of reprieve, and you guys are still in Thrushmore.
Yeah, we were
but
still
are we
talking.
still talking to
Did we actually leave yet? I don't think so.
You have not left.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
what's his name?
The count?
The count.
Yeah,
Yes, it's in
because I need to ask him.
The third, if I remember.
Yes, you guys were not. You had not left. You guys were deciding you were going to leave. And just to recap, you have like 3 options because it's been pointed out that there's 3 shards that will boost the power of the astral compass. The 3 shards are marked on the map.
This one?
Count Lowell's, Hashton Lowell's mentioned to you guys that when you talked about the Hounds of Tindalos, he mentioned that he thinks that a tribe of Kalashtar to the north could maybe help you. They're dreamwalkers. So they may or may not be able to help you depending on how you approach them. And then the other 2 locations, they know nothing about other than that's where Cedric calculated falls.
And the encampment for the Calisters is also for a shard.
I think we should read the rest of the book.
The Scary book?
Yep. How bad
You're not one.
Yay! First roll! So, as we kind of discussed, your ritual of reprieve has given you a 6-day run.
So how long does it take to get to where we're going?
4.18 days. And I'm sure the 0.18 has to do with the wind and waves.
Early morning.
Yeah.
4 days.
So 4 days.
Yeah, exactly.
If anything goes wrong,
There's one.
We are right here. We're going way up here to the north.
yeah, but what's there again?
Calister encampment and a shard. 4 days to get there. And hopefully the encampment dreamwalker people can help.
Oh, that's
Yes.
what it was.
Help you 3 down.
The Kalashtar are, as the Count has told you,
That's right.
they're psionic. He went and consulted with them years ago about dreamwalking. That's how he knows that they have.
Ivan is not here, so I think we should have a conversation about reading the rest of the book.
But then let's have that conversation.
Scary.
I think the answer is right in front of our faces,
You want
personally.
to read the reminder of the book?
I want to get the answer to how we get rid of our problem of the puppies while we're in a reprieve. If we read it while we're in a reprieve, just humor me. How bad could it really be?
You are already cursed. You should be able to read the rest of the book without.
That's what I
further
mean.
cursing
How
yourself.
bad can it? Like, it could probably get worse, maybe.
Most likely, but
But
you can at least take advantage of it.
So what do you say? You just sacrifice yourself to read the book?
sure, why not?
I mean, I don't.
If I get in a lot
I
of
mean,
trouble, just
I
maybe-
agree with your.
If we're
Jump
putting
off
it down
the
to a
boat.
vote, I
don't think you
for
can get
sure.
cool just reading the same
Well,
book.
we're not cursed. That's the whole thing.
You're
I know we keep calling it
being
first because it's
stalked.
easier, but it's
But we're not.
something else.
And I have knowledge planes.
You're
marked.
That's it.
Yeah, but I have them.
We get on a
You're
ship.
not marked. Ha!
I
You
volunteer
suck.
as tribute.
I have a rule on my
Volunteers
forehead. To
So,
You go with that, I'm double marked.
do you want to be a part of the research? Because you actually have knowledge of occult.
I do have knowledge of the cult. I specifically took that.
Let's, read the book then.
Well, should we set sail and you guys can read the book on?
Yes. That's
Yep.
right.
4 days the ways.
It's not like the hounds can come because we have reprieve right now.
You have a
Unless we activate them again. I don't know.
Well, I'm not reading the book, so.
No, but me and my bestie over there.
Besties forever.
So,
yeah, Buster also supports the plan.
You're not.
You're not doing
that.
anything.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Go
getting
stand in the
anywhere.
corner
Stop
before
it.
you do something
Don't
stupid.
try and get him
The
to read.
corner.
What's up?
you don't know. Okay, so you're heading north. You are going to take the long route around. So, you, for your research, okay,
Mhm.
you will need to do a day's worth of research. It's reading, it's comprehending, it's cross-referencing, it's, talking over, the water cooler, discussing things with your compatriot. So it isn't just I sit down for an hour and I know everything. Right? And then you actually have to do the roll to see if you actually comprehend, right?
Do you need this book?
Yes, I do.
Maybe he has.
You want the book or she wants the
We
book?
want the book. We're besties. We're doing it together. You can do your weird shit.
Get the
What are you
book.
looking
So
for?
what
What
goal would I
breastplate
be?
Now let me do my.
The magical breastplate?
I close the door and it
Goodbye.
closes.
Goodbye.
I got the
Yeah.
normal breastplate statistics.
Remember about
That's
the
okay.
book? You don't
I
want part of
should
it.
have the magical enchantment on it.
Yeah, so I tried to read the book, but my hand's still attached to it.
I'm not gonna wear it.
You have a compulsive need to have it with you,
There might be.
or be in the same room.
Okay, I
Or-
was gonna say, how the heck are we gonna?
I guess we're gonna be in the weird potion room.
Lab if you want to read the book.
It's kind of like you jealously guard the
I
book
know.
and
So-
its information.
It's in
We
the
can
lab,
have the
so I
book
can
away from
bomb
him if
that
it's in the
maybe.
same room. It's when it's out of eyesight.
Starts to get twitchy.
It's kind of like, what's his name?
But aren't you inconvenient?
So
Like, true that.
you decide how you're comfortable with
Yeah,
letting
so-
the ladies read the book.
You want to read the book? Cool.
No, it's your book.
Okay, it's my book. Want to read the book? Want to read my book? Tony, open the library, please.
Why are you doing research in his room?
We have no choice. You won't leave the book alone.
Either that or they don't get to
So
read.
what kind of roll do I need to do after my day of
You can make a knowledge planes,
yay?
and she can make a knowledge occult.
So we're reading.
So you're reading the day. You're crafting the day.
I should be crafting, but I'm reading instead.
Well, make a check. Make a check, please. Knowledge planes, knowledge occult.
Do I have to use a cult? Could I use Arcana?
No, because this is not Arcana. This is. It took me 8 hours to do my first batch of 4. Me too. Nice. 8 hours, so a day's work for 4.
Yeah.
One every 2 hours.
17.
17? Okay. So you both are kind of getting a good understanding of this document. So specifically, you've kind of isolated the fact that the fragment of the Pnakotic manuscript, the one that has the Hounds of Tindalos on it, right? It was tucked into this book. It's not actually a part of this book. However, this book also includes extraplanar travel and extraplanar creatures. So it was kind of like a bookmark, because whoever was doing the research with this book years and years and years ago was cross-referencing it for purposes of occult reference or occult research. So it does have relevance. The sheet, the one page though, the curious thing that you discovered, all right, is the more that you read it, the more information comes out of it. It's not just one page. It's kind of like layers upon layers upon layers. There's so many glyphs and sigils and meanings behind everything. You guys have started to realize this is a very complex puzzle. This sheet contains a lot of information. The basic information is exactly how you've learned it. Oh my God, we've been marked. Here's how you protect yourself. Right? That is on that basic level. And you guys already know that knowledge. But as you guys have been reading, it gets deeper and deeper and deeper. You start to understand that the Hounds of Tindalos are, as I kind of mentioned before, they're the balance between the cosmos, especially the elder cosmos and the elder mythos. They're not aligned with specific gods, and they do mark and predate upon people or things that cross time and space. The next day comes up. Are you doing any more crafting?
Yeah, so doing another batch of 4.
You got it?
Except
Ah,
it's
I
four,
have completed a
except it's
pistol.
4 different potions.
The next day?
Pistol.
Yeah.
I have.
Okay,
One
well, I'm
pistol
gonna
in my
craft
inventory.
one of my mons then.
Well, you're gonna craft today and not research?
I'm gonna research. Never mind.
Okay.
Another day in my lab.
Oh.
Except it's gonna be
I
special.
brought air freshener with me this time.
Yep.
What's air freshener?
Huh?
It's something I produce in my lab.
No, it's because his lab's
Essential oils.
Essential oils, yep.
Yeah, it's from my lab.
Also, I brought like a
This is how WD-40 was
another shower curtain so that I don't need to look at him.
Alright.
I am not that ugly, mind
It's
you.
not ugliness. I just don't want to look at you because I might punch you in your
They
head
make weird faces.
What did I do wrong?
with a
this
fireball.
You make weird faces.
You stole my hair. I'm still bitter.
time? I didn't steal your hair. I asked for it and you gave
You
it
did
to me.
take-
I know. I
Yeah.
was very reluctant.
Good smooth sailing. The weather has been really good for you guys. You've come around the horn. You're heading up towards the north.
I'm on deck.
All right. It is a beautiful day for what it is. Like you're just kind of meat bags make such a big importance on rain and no rain and whatever.
His expression can't change.
Expression cannot change. He seems pleased. Make a
This-
I
perception.
drew a smiley on.
Yeah, we don't remember.
Make a sleight of hand.
Me?
Yeah.
See,
18.
we're on his face.
18. Okay.
That's a good one.
Wait, 18.
20.
Dirty 20. Jeez,
22.
Does he
Okay.
have a smiley face?
Okay.
Dirty 20. Sorry, I got that wrong.
Dirty 20.
Yes.
You know, a lot of the crew are a very, I don't know, they're a little more attentive to you today. They're just, smiling at you, kind of doing the,
How
hey,
do you
how
do?
you doing? And you're like,
Do I get the sense I'm making them uncomfortable?
no, make a sense about it.
What? 17.
You're not making them uncomfortable. In fact, they seem to be amused to be around you.
It's
I just keep doing my rounds.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, we did a permanent marker.
So otherwise, the day is good. You see some ships off in the distance. Like this is still, a good shipping area and whatnot. Nothing threatening or anything like that. They're just smaller ships and fishing vessels and that sort of thing. You're hanging out with Cedric to see what you can learn today. Research is going well, or is it? Can you make your rolls, and we'll determine how well you've proceeded today.
14.
Better than that. That one!
Wait, we did not have a good. Alphonse is creeping us out.
Told you it checks
I
out.
don't do anything wrong here. It's my lab.
I know what feat you need to take.
What's that?
Defiant luck.
Defiant luck. It's a when you are finished up your brewing,
Okay.
you kind of notice that you kind of got into what you're doing. Your attention was drawn, and you kind of realized that your compatriots behind the shower curtain,
What do you mean behind the shower curtain?
in
I
the
don't-
same room, they're really quiet.
What are you doing? Where's my book?
Ah!
What's wrong?
They don't react. In fact, they're sitting in this front of a small little table with the book and the Pnakotic manuscript sitting in front of them, and they both have very, very vacant stares as they're both looking at this sheet.
It made us
In
dumb.
fact, you kind of look at it, make a heal check.
Oh, that's a 25.
Oh, they're very pale.
We're elves.
They're extremely pale for elves.
More
And
pale than usual.
they are like, there's a little bit of sweat, and their eyes are like a little bit glossy. They look
guess.
feverish.
Wait a second. Elf sweat.
shit.
I wonder if I could do something with it.
Now we done did it.
Okay.
The
Okay,
book is making us sick now.
They've been slimed. Great. Get me a sample.
You got that right. Okay. Just, what do I do?
It's definitely concerning because they're not responding to you like, hey, hey, hey. especially her.
grab a. I don't know the name. I grab a piece of cloth that I dampen in a bucket of water, and I apply it on her forehead.
Okay. All of a sudden, yes, this wet cloth goes on your forehead. You kind of pop back into, reality, if you want to use that. You both spaced out. You went first, deep into this page. In fact, you lost yourself into this page. Symbols and iconic images all surrounded your psyche. You just felt like you dove into the book. And in your last sort of efforts to try and maintain a source of cognizance, you mentally reached out to her and pulled her in as well. You both left
Nightmare on
your
Elm
bodies,
Shit.
literally astral projection, and you went somewhere. You have no idea where. And it wasn't until he put the cloth on your foreheads that you became cognizant.
You're terrible.
You should.
You started it.
It was.
Missed that.
You should. You
I
should.
said
too.
that's some Nightmare on Elm Street shit. He's like, it's more like Nightmare on Elf Street.
Nightmare on Elf Street.
Oh, that checks out. That so checks out.
Anyways.
You've completely lost the day. Completely.
Huh.
You have no idea when this occurred. You had no idea even actually when you actually sat down. You knew you sat down to do your studies, but you completely lost the day.
Okay,
And if it
well,
wasn't for Alphonse interjecting, you'd still feel you'd
are
still
we
be
like alert now?
there. You are. Take 2 points of constitution damage, not drink.
So that's temporary.
Yes, it's
Yeah,
temporary.
-2.
So I write.
Just -2 there.
You're feeling very sickly, and for all intents and purposes, tomorrow you will be under the sickened condition. So -2 to all of your rolls.
How do we heal that?
Rest.
First, I'm gonna ask Alphonse what time it is, because I'm confused.
We are approximately 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
You can do a heal check.
What's that? Like the this one?
Yep. -2 to your roll. Okay. So you have some ideas with some poultices and stuff that you can make up something that can help you guys alleviate the sickness. You'll have to naturally heal your constitution drain, but you can take care of the sickness.
With what? Like.
You just put together a poultice.
For
You've
the
rolled high
poultice?
enough. Yeah, poultice or a little concoction, a little
Yep.
bit of, that Alka-Seltzer fizzy stuff, just to make yourself feel a little bit better.
Okay. I'm going to bed now.
Good night.
I'm very angry at myself for not remembering what I read.
Yeah, the ladies are definitely disjointed. So yeah, that was the day. I assume you guys are just kind of going along as
So
we-
now, if I'm sleeping, I take one of my constitution back, or what?
Yes, you get 1 constitution back. Your
Okay.
day begins the next day.
Diving back into the book. Still traveling, like what, we're on day 3 now?
Day 3. Yeah, the beginning of day 3.
Just gonna throughout the day
Sunshine.
patrol around the ship, looking out to the horizons, occasionally going below deck, make sure these two don't get lost again.
Make a perception check.
Have we drawn on all the Warforges at this point? Mustaches, eyebrows, faces?
Yes.
Well, one for sure.
I think we
That
should.
is
I'm pretty sure we
29.
said last
Okay.
time about putting
The
mustaches
crew
and stuff.
are very happy to see you today.
Okay, what
You
the
know,
hell is
They're like, it's good to
Wait a
see
minute.
that you're enjoying yourself on the ship, Buster. A couple of them are just kind of doing the, and
I completely forgot you two
And-
did that.
and you notice a couple of the other Warforged looking at each other going, I don't get it.
Pretty much what it is.
Now make a sense motive.
I don't think I need to, but okay.
Now it's
25.
close.
25? Yeah, so you're just kind of light bulb. And if your expressions change, they would do the. Wait a minute.
It would just go look at a reflection. There's got to be some fresh water.
Oh yeah,
right?
okay, yeah, easily. There's barrels, there's mirrors everywhere. Yep, you see as you look at yourself in the mirror that someone has somehow gotten a smile etched across your face. You're thinking about it, and it's like, how could they possibly do this? And you're like, well, they must have like reached around or up when you weren't paying attention, and it's just like they tried to.
or I was unconscious at the time. Best time to do it.
But it's a very haphazard grin that's been somehow painted onto your face.
I have invisibility. Think of all the possibilities.
Buster just shrugs and goes on with his day.
You just leave it there.
Yep.
I'll
Meh.
I was so confused. I thought the crew was possessed.
But they were possessed with looking at your face.
They were like, and that's the thing. Now you're aware of it. You're kind of like maybe even feeling a little bit of pride. You know, people are just kind of like looking at you now. It's kind of like, okay, like you're not really. It's like okay, maybe he's got a whimsical side.
So he's what, walking around on the deck right now? Or?
Yeah.
So I'm up at the helm and yell down to Buster. Buster, what's going on today? Everybody's in a good mood, including you. I just leave it at that.
The morale bonus is +1 for the day for your crew. Go ahead and do
You're
your
welcome.
Morale bonuses are
So,
a real thing.
As you've been kind of doing your thing and watching, when they start kind of reading,
Pathfinder.
you find that they are getting, more attentive. They're, talking amongst each other. And you also find that they're just kind of more intent on the page. And the page is the focus. The book, they kind of cross-reference a little bit. Go ahead. Would you?
26.
16.
Okay. But by noon, they have no intentions of leaving this page. It looks like they're very intently reading. And really, they actually pay no attention to you at all. After about 10 minutes of starting, the day for them just kind of...
Isn't that normal?
For you, you're like, well, bathroom break. Oh, lunch break. And when you come back, they're literally just entrenched into this page, into this book.
Puddles are underneath their chairs.
Yeah. And by the
Yeah,
end
I
of
know
the
I'm
day,
not mupping this.
you do kind of notice that they kind of the weariness of the day is finally getting on. They're getting tired. You can see that natural sort of progress. And then by about another about 5 p.m. they kind of decide that it's the end of the day for them.
Wow. I mean, I'm so impressed. I mean, you spend a whole day on one page.
It's not just one page.
And again,
I see one page.
It's not just one.
yes, you only see one page.
It's one page.
No. I'm already on
You want to see something that's cool in this book? You just have a book covering. Look!
This group might save the world someday.
No problem.
Found it on the ground for you.
This page is just describing a lot of the darker secrets of the universe. Right? That your world isn't the only world. There's just deeper levels to
But
it.
I already know this.
You do know this because you have gods. But remember in Eberron too, there's no actual physical gods. People have faith, and they gain power through that faith, but there's been no actual proof of any gods. Right?
No, but I know this because I have knowledge of things, right?
Right. And in this research, it's like you're feeling like those doors are opening up, that you're starting to really understand that you're just fleas in amongst the stars, right? You're just little specks. And you guys both understand or start to realize that the mythos behind this extend millions and millions of years, right? And these ancient beings are not creators. They are not creators. They're destroyers. They're out to essentially consume everything. And that's kind of the gist of it. The last day of the cruise,
No, I meant the Constitution thing.
Oh yeah, that's good.
you guys go back to
Like
the
a
book.
giant fan.
Yeah.
Like one of those like things.
Oh, it's
You can
a
blow
bellow.
wind. Yeah, like a bellow towards the sails.
Go ahead.
Give us boost.
You're redesigning the ship.
I'm thinking of engineering techniques to put busters.
So we're reading book time?
Your book
Yeah, it
time.
would be actually excellent to be able to blow your own sails.
Story time with Cthulhu.
That's right.
Oh, that's nice.
Hey kids, what's the special word today?
you.
Madness! Yay!
26.
21.
Holy, good job.
Very good.
Okay,
Very
good
good.
time.
A very, very productive day when it comes to your research. You two will both get a +4 on your checks for the rituals going farther
Oh, nice.
into it.
For
The
which one?
For the
watch.
any of the rituals on the parchment. So the ritual of reprieve
Oh.
or the ritual of separation. Or
Oh.
severance, sorry. You'll get a
That's
+4.
good.
That's permanent.
Permanent.
Oh,
For any,
permanent.
for any of those 2 rituals.
So the ritual.
Wow.
You've
so
spent
impressed.
4 days literally delving onto this paper.
And?
The night goes by without any
Night's
incident. And when you guys get up in the morning, you can see the land. Of course, you always followed it, but Cedric is up on deck, kind of instructing the crew as to where to go. Make perception checks.
All of us?
Yep.
That would be a 30.
Wow.
I have a +11 to perception, and I rolled a 19.
21.
31.
Wow.
Dang.
Dang.
Eh,
What about you?
just 28.
Wow. So you got the 2 eagle
It's
eyes.
over there.
The 2 eagle eyes get it like seconds before Alphonse spots it out. But you do see some plumes of smoke. You think it's an habitation, a town or something that's not at the shoreline. It's actually a little further in a little bit of the foothills. But you definitely think that that's where you're heading. You row to shore. There's a small creek bed that drains into the ocean. It doesn't take you very long to kind of realize that once you land, you are in the presence of individuals. In fact, once you kind of bring the jetty up onto the shoreline and you turn and start making your way to the smoke plumes, within a couple minutes when you go into like the small bush, it's not heavy wooded area, you're literally coming face to face with a small group of people. They look human. However, as soon as you get close, there's no threatening demeanor to them at all. They are wearing robes, and none of them are in any armor, clothing, staves, or other sort of bush materials, like for cutting trees or cutting scrub bush. Some have some farming implements of some sort, but there's 4 of them that actually meet you on the trail. They're very mysterious yet beautiful in feature.
And yet human.
They are human, but they're not. But what really strikes you is the fact that their eyes are completely white.
White?
White. Greetings. How can we help you?
What was the name of the people that we were seeking? The
Kalishtar. Kalishtar.
Hi.
That's what these
My
guys
name is
Star.
Alphonse Argenté, alchemist.
Greetings.
We were looking for a group of people in one of the Kalistars.
You have found the Kalistar.
Ah,
What can we do for you?
me and some of my friends actually ran into a little trouble regarding some creatures from the other planes. And we would like to have some help to removing their attention from us.
Understood. Please follow us.
This is a bad idea.
What do you mean it's a bad idea? It's the best idea.
The male who was talking to you, he just starts leading the way, and the three others they don't flank you or anything, but they kind of just follow in line with you as you guys are walking, and one person just stays to the back to kind of take up the rear guard. Again, they don't have any weapons on them that you can see. It doesn't take very long, maybe about a half an hour's walk, and you come into a very rudimentary compound. It's very simplistic. When you come into the area, it actually doesn't even have any fencing or any sort of perimeter sort of guarding or anything. The huts that are here are very easy, very well established, and they're living off the land. You also notice that there are dojos is probably the best way to describe it. There is a kind of like a pavilion. It's a flat, cleared area. You see 2 or 3 younger question mark, because you really can't discern age when you're looking at these people. But on quick count, you're looking at maybe about 30 people, roughly. No children. They're all adults. And a mix of male, female. But again, they're all very human looking, with very chiseled looks, very muscular, very disciplined, very polite. You know, they nod, if not talking to you, they at least acknowledge you when you pass. They all have the same absence of color in their eyes, and majority have black hair that's long and flowing, and some have brown hair. But otherwise...
Am I walking beside?
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to whisper to her, where are the children? 'Cause this is weird.
Knowledge
Do you
local
notice-
should work on humanoids.
Sure. If you want to make knowledge local,
I also have that. Can I do it?
sure.
I don't have
Oh, I was just throwing it out there. I didn't plan on actually rolling.
I'm going to.
I wanted you to.
Like in the pavilion, you see that a couple are actually in a state of meditation or
it. Nice.
doing like yoga and just meditative sort of
Keeping their
exercises.
names when they can.
That's right.
Dirty 20.
A dirty 20.
Much better
I'm
than I
just
got.
expecting these all to be monks.
Dirty 20. What would you like to know?
Expecting these all to be just monks.
Yes.
100%. As soon as you're like, yeah, there's no kids, they're muscular. I was just like, oh god, flurry punches of monks everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. You actually recognize a couple symbols that you've seen before, and they're definitely a monastic order.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
The lead brings you to a very small hut. It's not separated from any of the others. He turns to you, pulls back the small curtain, and motions you inside. To go in?
Yeah.
Okay. As you guys go in, again, this is a small hut, probably about the size of this room, maybe about 15 feet in diameter, if you will. There's a small little fire in the middle, with a small little cooking fire, one for warmth. On the other side of the fire is a man who's sitting cross-legged, dressed in very, very loose green robes, long flowing white hair, and again, that same sort of chiseled look and the white eyes.
I don't know why I'm also picturing him having like a big wood bead necklace or
No,
something.
no
like
adornments,
a monk.
just the robe. And
I think of monks.
the fire is actually in a small little pit, so it's not occluding your view of him and not including his view of you. He nods to you and he motions for you to sit. And around the fire there are little sitting posts and whatnot where you guys can make yourself comfortable. And he gestures to the pot that's over the fire that's bubbling some sort of sweet smelling broth.
Nice.
Probably heaven compared to what was in his room.
And
I think
Wash
that's
away
always
the
the case.
stench
everybody's
from
a
us.
critic.
Yeah.
Remember, my potions do miracles.
You should slogan that to something.
I should have what?
My potion.
Treat that as a slogan for something. My potion creates miracles.
You have traveled far. How
do you
can
know
I help?
Everybody's looking at me for me to
It's
stop.
not very
again.
often that we get travelers coming to us in our little compound.
I don't remember how we even came to the conclusion of coming here again.
I'm
The
just.
count
Couldn't be quiet.
provided as information about coming to speak to these guys.
So, nobody's talking here?
We're waiting for you to talk. You're the one that
You're the one
introduced herself.
introduced.
And- yeah.
So,
But
Have that
again,
tea.
I am not the captain. Captain.
We're not on my ship.
your time to shine.
We're not on my island.
I don't have an issue right now with dogs chasing after me.
Yeah, it should
Oh
be
yeah,
you.
it should
You're the
be
one
you.
who got us into
Sorry,
this
you're the primary.
primary
You probably have.
problem.
Sherilyn probably has the best charisma.
Oh, I do. God
I'm just
damn
here for
it.
my good half-elf looks.
Not that you have to.
We are
Face
pleased
generally
to
falls to the
welcome
best
No,
charisma.
but I do have the best.
I definitely
Let me
don't have
present
charisma at all.
myself. My name is Alphonse
I have negative
Pachante.
charisma.
Well,
These are my
15
friends.
plus 2 is
Buster, Elaria,
Hello.
Alina.
Alina, and Emil, our captain.
You may call me Kanatash.
Greetings, Kanatash.
That is weird. I didn't say that
Is
out
that
loud.
with a C or a K?
What?
Okay,
Okay.
Kind of touch?
Kanatash.
That sounds about right for a Kalishtar.
He may tie.
What is he? He's a monk of some sort?
He cannot dash.
You don't know his class. He's a.
You don't even know what he is.
As
ra-
for
but his
the
name's Canada.
reason
Kalishtar is a race.
for why we're here, during the course of our travels, we got the attention of other planar creatures who are hunting us, so to speak.
Why are we just not being open and honest with him?
Because we don't even know.
Why are
Because
we
they already
beating around
know
the
the
bush here?
answer.
What?
Because they already know the answer.
We're speaking in our weird language. Just so you know.
Can't.
They know the answer.
Okay, did we not learn any lessons from the last time? Stop beating around the bush. Just tell the man what we're here for.
Everybody.
For said creatures, they seem to be black.
What my friend is trying to say.
He just holds up his hand. If you will permit me, I would like for all of us to be engaged in this conversation. I will need your full willingness.
What I just said.
Ours
Yeah.
will
Please drink some of the broth.
Oh yeah.
What's it gonna do?
This is spiked broth, 100%.
It will calm you.
It will
Delicious.
calm us. Like, calm us.
Should we drink it?
Oh, I already drank it.
Yeah.
You already drank it?
Guinea pig.
But
right
it-
here.
I'll take a sip
Ow.
too.
You as well.
It's boiling.
Very well.
Anybody has a ladle?
Just
Well,
sip
there was a
this.
ladle in
I
there.
carry one with me. Like, I pulled it out of my back pocket. Oh, thank you. Delicious.
All right, Alphonse, you're the last
Fruity.
one. Are you sipping our magic
Well,
potion?
it takes the little bit of mushrooms in here.
A lot of mushrooms.
Okay, I
Are they
take
special?
take a
mushrooms?
small
Am I
bowl,
seeing
I fill
stars?
it up, and I savor the broth.
He waits until you're all finished in complete silence.
Yeah, that's not weird.
And when you finish, he asks you to close your eyes. Or reasonable facsimile of.
I cover his face.
Yeah.
You hide his
Actually, do have
smile.
eyelids.
Yeah, that's right.
Put a
You are
bag over
very,
his
very
head.
pleasant to look at. And he closes his eyes and he starts to hum. And it becomes a drone in the background that's very soothing and very quieting for you. And then
I said soothing, not
you
chainsaw.
feel in the center of your head, right, kind of where the third eye would, logically be in some sort of fashion, if you believe in that. You feel a piercing sensation,
Ow.
Great.
almost like a needle. It's sharp, but it's very, very quick. And then
Mine melts.
you open up your eyes, and you are all in a dark room with no features, and all of you are standing together with him in a reflective sort of color-hued sort of shape. It's not your body, and you first think, hey, it's kind of like my spirit.
Fun.
Now we can speak freely and together, and there will be no secrets. I have made a mind link amongst all of us. You are being pursued by an extraplanar creature.
Yep. And the actually are known as the Hounds of Tindalos.
I have not heard of this creature.
As for why we have been pursued by them, I heard rumors that they are actually pursuing beings who either traveled in time or in space or other planes, and are there to balance the universe.
So you have crossed planes
Yes.
for this to occur, or traveled in.
Yes, but I will have to admit, not necessarily willingly.
That wasn't my question. I asked if you traveled in space.
We went to
and time.
Carcosa unintentionally.
I do not know this place.
Yeah, I forgot about
So
It is crossing planes.
very good. What can I do to assist?
We were led to believe that your self or your people would might have the answer as to how we can cut ties with our Hounds of Tindalos.
I'm not sure if I would have a full answer for you. I think maybe there's something that we could do collectively, or specifically you could go on a dream quest to attempt what you're looking for, but they are unpredictable.
How so?
I can send you to Delcor, but you'd be on your own.
Okay.
Delcor
How is that collectively then?
is, well, my part would be getting you there and anchoring you in some fashion.
Could you send anyone to assist us?
No, because it'll be your dream quest.
Yep. Well,
Would we be going separately or as a group?
We can make it that you're connected, similar as to you are right now.
yep.
Dalcor is what you would call the Dreamlands.
Really likes me.
It's very chaotic. I can establish a connection point with you to that realm. From there, you would have to find your goal.
Yeah.
And I don't know anything about what you're looking for. But consider that it is the dream world or the dreamscape.
Okay.
Your thoughts and your dreams are there in some fashion. Your connection with these hounds
Soft, eh?
can be traced in through the dreamlands because your conscious self and your dream self are connected. Whether you physically remember the dreams or not, you are still connected. And as I said, Dalcor is very chaotic,
Bless my dice.
very dangerous.
Well, those hounds are also tenacious and dangerous. But if a trip to Delcor could help us removing the attention of those hounds, So be it.
I can't guarantee you that it's going to remove, but it might give you the ability to progress in your efforts. I don't know. Again, this is your problem.
It's always good to have a little insight.
That's what I keep saying. It's their problem.
I don't know.
That you're getting dragged into.
I know very
Always.
little about what you're talking about. We as Kalashtar are bound to Dalcor. That's how I can get you there. And whoever gave you the information about dreamwalking,
Okay.
it's a shallow knowledge that they have.
And as for the type of danger we might be facing if we go to Dalcor, what would be those dangers?
Primarily the quarry.
And what is the quarry?
The quarry are a vile, sinister race that exist on that realm that years and eons ago were forced back by the Quatl here on this plane. And there's been a barrier since. And of course, like any other extraplanar creature, they just want dominance over the areas where they're not. And the way that they do work is they influence the dreams of sleepers. Hi, sweetheart. Thanks for joining us tonight in our session.
Are we able to get back?
Very rare visitor.
That would be my job, is to keep you anchored.
Okay.
There are two ways to get out of Dalcor. Either you can die, or
Are you getting
that's
kisses?
while in Dalcor. But you wouldn't physically die. You would only mentally die.
She would be like him.
No, but there's a chance that there be mental afflictions if you do
We'd be
return
vegetables.
after a death in Dalcor. It's not like when you dream and you have those dreams when you're falling, you never do impact. The difference in Dalcor is that you will impact and you will remember that experience. And it has driven some to madness.
Fun.
Speaking of being driven to madness, still have
Does
that other
alcohol
option.
drive you to madness?
What is the cost for us to do this?
Yeah.
There's no cost. This is your dream quest. I can help you.
Free ride. What?
The biggest concern I have for you when entering the dreaming dark,
Hear me, Betty. Smell my bum.
the
That's cats for you.
the Il-Lashtavar. It's called the Great Darkness That Dreams. That's who controls the quarry there. If you are spotted, if you are recognized as potential components in their mechanisms, then that attention will bring their forces upon you. Unfortunately, I can't do anything to stop that or protect you or shield you. That's why it becomes very dangerous to go to that realm.
And,
How do we leave the realm?
As I mentioned, you could die in that realm. Or
How do we leave it safely?
you can safely, I can teach you how to meditate to bring yourself back. Willfully wake yourself, if you will.
And can that go wrong at any point?
Generally, no. After you learn the techniques,
Okay.
it's easy to wake yourself.
Do you think that the hounds could follow us into that dream state?
From what you've told me, I don't think there's anything that can stop them from going anywhere.
Because that's great, because we're on, what, day 4.5 now?
How
It
long,
might be that you have to confront them there. I don't know.
how long does it take to learn the meditative? Hello, Kitty.
Depends on your
You like-
willingness to accept our teachings.
we only have 2 days of reprieve left. That's my concern. Do our potions and our magic work in the dream?
Your magics, your items will physically go with you as you have remembered them.
Okay.
So if you remember having a bag of marbles, you will wake up with the bag of marbles that you can freely use, and when you wake up, your actual marbles will still be here, to use that analogy.
Will that
You
affect?
can take things with you.
But will the effects be the same?
Yes,
Okay.
because you'll know that they have those
Okay.
effects.
Will that affect my Eidolon?
He will be an interesting transport, let's just say that.
But he will be transferred.
He exists because you exist. It's just, I've never done that before, which would be interesting.
Fun.
Perhaps maybe you could cast him off, and then when you transport over, you could bring him back. That might
could
be
do that.
the easiest. Because he is just an extension of you.
Sure. It's my baby.
One other thing to understand as well is that while you are there, anything that you collect will stay there. So the massive
no
dragon horde you cannot bring back. It is but a dream.
So no looting.
No bringing back esoteric information unless you read it, unless you comprehend it, and bring it back mentally.
Alright,
And
sounds
what about
fun.
my companion animal?
We can transport
Does any of like what we learned on the ship, you know, like
Read the book
make
out.
sense to what he's saying?
it. It does. It's kind of like a different sort of approach to your solution. It's not. It's not. It's one of those alternate, plan C, plan D sort of approaches. Like in the readings that you guys done over the last couple of days that you comprehended, it's like attacking them on the dream level can possibly do something, but
Yeah, so here's where it's kind of confusing. You said that things will go because we remember them as such, but then when we come back, they will still exist. So what's to say that these Hounds of Tindalos, we may kill them in the dream world, but then they still exist on this plane?
by just like I said, you going over into the dream world and you dying does not affect you physically. It can help hurt you mentally if you're not prepared for it. Same with them. They will cross over if you summon them there or they attack you there, but you will not physically and permanently destroy them. What your goal is to try and find the thread that connects you, correct? And you're going to try and cut that thread.
Yes. We want them.
Finding the threads.
I'm just worried that the thread is not going to be the same from this plane to the dream world. So we're going to just do this, go and dream or whatever. Dreamwalk, is that what it's called?
Sure.
And then get back and it was for nothing. The hounds
Could
will
get
still...
information though.
Maybe.
Remember I said
I
that
don't
as
know.
long as it's something you
The whole fact that it's plan
Understand,
C or
retain.
D is not ideal either. Like, we have a lot more knowledge now. I don't know what that knowledge is, but...
You haven't, when it comes to your knowledge, you haven't gotten to that depth yet.
Yeah.
You do know that there's more in the page. It doesn't talk about dreams. Like, really, it's all about the physical, right? Because they're just existing in another plane, and they come over to kick ass, right? Like, they come over, again, to
Take
correct
names.
wrongs, to predate, to eliminate what they feel are threats, what they feel are unwanted connections or nuisances.
So, we have to learn how to meditate, is what you're saying?
Yes.
How long
How-
is that gonna take?
Yeah, he said he didn't give a very good answer. He just said as long as it's going to, like, as good as we're absorbing the information, basically.
Forgive me for being rude, but you all seem a very chaotic bunch, so you will need to realign yourselves, which will not be an overnight success.
Yes, and we only have 2 days left in our reprieve.
True. It's not something we should just jump into because shit can get real. Especially if we're getting attacked
In
by other
the
things.
dream
and
world, where if we die, then we come back,
brain dead.
basically. Or
That's only happened once. That I know.
That's one too many. Out of how many? What's the percentage then?
Kalistar dreamwalk all the time. We don't dream, so we have to dreamwalk to experience it.
So should we deal with the reprieve, dealing with that shit first? Before we do any...
Is time in dream world, dreamwalking, pass as it does here?
No. While you dream, your physical state will be in suspension, more or less. You will not notice the passage of time while you dream.
Oh, that...
You could be there weeks. And when you wake up, it could be only hours.
But the worst that can happen is we're in dream world, but it is our physical bodies who bring which attracts them.
Well, I will swear to protect your physical selves while you dreamwalk.
I don't think you understand the severity or the, like, how dangerous these hounds are. They will go after anyone who's in our presence to get to us. And they're quite strong.
So you're saying that coming to the village has put us all at threat?
Well, no, I'm not saying that.
No, that's what you did say.
Rewind.
It is what you said.
You cannot lie in the mind lake.
For now, everyone's safe.
Yeah, you're not in danger right now.
But in 2 days.
That's
time.
why we're worried.
So why are you here?
We were led to believe that you could help us.
And did you come for the shard?
What shard?
For the...
You said nothing about a
Yes.
shard.
This,
Yes, we'll also come here for the shard.
Yeah. We need
Are
to
they
show-
coming for the shard?
No.
Who are they?
Your hounds.
No.
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 So my village is not in danger because of the presence of the shard.
No.
Not by the dogs.
Not yet.
But it is in threat because of you.
Possibly from the dogs in 2 days' time. But there are other parties looking for the shard that are not so friendly and cooperative. That would like to see destruction caused upon other parties and civilizations.
What do you know of this fragment, this shard?
Not a whole lot. I understand that it's part of 3 pieces that need to be collected that will help assist in looking for a black star that has fallen.
It landed on near here on our island 2 weeks ago. We saw the shooting star. We saw what you are calling the black star, and the shard fell. We did collect it, the small meteoroid. We've had it in the village for, like I said, 2 weeks. Strange energies are coming from that shard. We are a very disciplined folk here, and I would caution you that if you were to take it, I would see that it be contained. Do not wear it.
Did you understand that?
I have no intention to have that as a pendant on me.
is not going to happen.
No. So basically what you're telling me is you guys put yourself in danger by collecting the shard.
No, because the shard is protected and no one is wearing it.
It's contained.
It's contained.
It's contained, yes.
But
Wow.
as you just mentioned, we were not aware that more individuals were interested in finding it. Because you have come looking for it means others will.
They were going to come regardless of if we came or not.
That is correct.
Then it's to our advantage that you've come peacefully seeking it.
Yes.
Because if the other group that's we know of for sure attends, they will come in here with a much different approach.
All they want is the shard. They don't have any ties to the hounds or trying to,
But they also don't care about
Yeah.
anybody else.
Oh, I'm sorry. Kitty.
Understood.
and have a very powerful leader.
Do you want it?
Don't blame me.
Want what?
The shard.
Yes.
Do we want it?
Yes.
It is an honest question.
Yes, we do want it. It is part of
Why do you want it?
it is part of our mission to find the 3 pieces to locate the Black Star.
Why?
We
We've
were
been-
hired.
We've been hired to do.
So you're lackeys.
However, that
I
being said,
identify as a henchman.
They,
he's a henchman,
He self-identifies as a henchman.
not a lackey.
Not a lackey.
However, if we were to learn that the Black Star would come into... Well, here's the thing. We don't want the Black Star into the hands of...
Dahalim Medu.
I'm going to use it for nothing but evil upon this world. We are hoping that it will not be used for evil, and if I find out it is going to be used for evil, we are going to try and either destroy this Black Star or make it disappear.
And the intentions of your master? Do you
That
know those?
is not 100% confirmed at this time. I think it's more for a collection, but we're not entirely sure, and I don't fully trust him at this time. However, we're hands-on with it, and we may have a better understanding as we collect the shards.
Well, I hope that your insight does you well. I will give you the shard.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Simply for the fact I don't want it here.
I believe that it will be better for you to not have it here. And if we sink at sea with it, it shall.
Remain in the ocean.
That's right.
I can understand that. Appreciate that. Now, will that be all that you would want right now? Or do you want to pursue your other problems with our assistance?
Do we
Can you
get-
give us a moment? Disappears. It's like a Lincoln system.
Yep.
Sucked.
I think we should just try it now. We're here.
Oh yeah, I agree.
He said hours could be like weeks, right? So we may have some time.
Time to get more information and shit.
Or we
there.
might just all die. He also said that he would protect us. And they seem like a
Someone
quite
has-
reasonable bunch for...
Oh, crazy.
Their strength lies in the mind, not body.
That's why they're so well disciplined. But
They're gonna
I
defend-
was going to ask if we are interested in doing this, if there's a way of, say, in a day and a half or a day, you can maybe attend or send us a message. So when we're dream walking, that if we start getting closer to the end part of the reprieve, that he can somehow message us or do something along the lines of letting us know that we need to get out of there faster.
Something's not sitting well with me.
Chicken.
I think that if
Nothing
they're
ever
very
sits right
powerful
with you.
in mind, whatever, then they could basically control what's going on. Like, can control, like, our thoughts.
Can
or
you
our
control
dreams.
your dreams?
Oh,
I don't think anyone can control their dreams.
There is your answer.
You're worried that he's gonna send you into something fake.
Yep.
And manipulate the shit.
Yeah,
out of you.
you know, like that other guy who like led us right to a prison cell, but in our minds this time,
Sense motive.
that's what I think.
I've psychologically traumatized you
Yes,
along the
you
way,
did.
haven't I?
Her trust has went from 0.5% to 0.
Yeah.
Does
Roll
not
to
trust.
one on sense motive all the time.
Does not trust any new character you bring into this.
Sense motive, everybody. Sense motive, sense motive, sense motive.
I don't think that it's a good idea. I think that we're going to get into a situation that is far over our heads than.
What? Worse.
You just expect the worst out of everything, eh?
No, I just am thinking not like, oh, this is a fun adventure.
Our
The-
goal is to be rid of the hounds. Do you have an
Yes.
alternative?
I have many alternatives, but none of you want to hear them.
Then by all means list them.
Oh, I've already listed them.
She already list
Now it's
that,
up to
and we
yous
don't
guys
want
and-
our alternatives.
We don't want you to go crazy.
I'm just kind of giggling internally because I have a good idea. Well, let's not dreamwalk and let's just talk to an ancient elder god.
Well, no, but there's other ways.
Because that's
We just.
Oh, he's turning up roses.
Hey, because that one's the one that's like, oh, I'm gonna trust all the ideas. Let's go with that.
No, I don't think that I trust it. But also, we just got a +4 on our rituals.
By
So
reading
now
the books.
the actual ritual is like, it's a little more feasible.
Like the actual, like the
Like
real
the
one
Yeah.
to get
the
rid of
real
it.
one.
The
yeah.
plus 30.
We got +4 from reading it for
Use
2
your
days.
APs?
2 days? 3 days?
That was 3
I
days
can't
ago.
help you guys.
No,
with
but
it.
I mean like a weekend.
We got +4 to permanent to our ritual checks from just reading it for 3 days, and 1 day was a dud. So
Yeah.
maybe we should
Yeah.
just
And
continue reading the
and
book and
doing
drag
this.
this guy in with it.
And doing this, you might get like another +4.
Yeah.
From doing a dream walk and learning whatever we learn that way.
We could do that.
I don't.
I don't know.
I don't know. I always trust with.
Deception is difficult.
I always
during a
trust that
mind
if the
blink.
DM's coming up with it, there's a reason he's coming up with it.
Okay, but he has like probably 30 different scenarios in his mind at all times.
Yeah, I know.
So
Some of
Yeah,
them
but
are
we
traps.
I don't
That-
think.
all of
Are
them.
we still role playing?
At this point,
I think
we're discussing.
like out of camera session here, and
yeah.
We're discussing.
Okay.
we're discussing.
If
we're
you
no longer-
guys want to go on Dreamwalk, then okay. But I am not. I'm actually going to say I told you so when we're in the fucking weeds
Yeah,
again.
you say it all the time.
I definitely like the idea of just reading the book more, but all 3 of us.
Hey, you are the 3 that have the issue. Buster and I are just along for the ride.
Alphonse,
So I'll let you
We
3
need to go.
talk amongst yourselves and figure
Dreamwalk
this
or
The ring walk.
read more
This is
of the
just
book
fizzles out.
and get more
Or potentially
I secretly try to
get more
draw more stuff.
get
on
more
your face.
information because we've already
we're,
gotten.
We're speaking telepathically.
information.
Yeah, I know.
It's like a weird mind space.
First
It's a
of all, it's
mind
my
link.
book.
It's a group
Yes.
mind
Mind
link.
link.
Don't you want to read your book some more?
Oh no, it's just beautiful to see the dust coming on it.
This guy.
We just used it. There's no dust on it, so I want to read the book.
Isn't there some way that we can like
Oh, it's just beautiful when the shine reflects on it.
know more? Like know if this guy is like trying to deceive us?
Sense motive.
Sense motive.
Actually, you have a spell which you can, but
we
you
do?
wouldn't have had it prepared though.
No, but
Sense motive. Sense motive would work.
Shall we all sense this motive?
Well, let's start with.
Gonna go for it.
I guess
Sense motive. He wants to let you
Roll
go
sense motive?
in order to have a good laugh.
All of us?
Sure.
what is that?
Eek.
If you want to
Everybody
roll,
rolls like shit.
14.
I got 13.
15.
Nat 20.
Yay!
Now that is a timer you want a nat 20
That
roll.
is definitely when you want it. So
Don't forget your AP.
That's
you
what I'm doing. I'm being good. And I need them.
you firmly believe that he has enough wisdom and knowledge to understand, that the shard is his primary concern for his people. Its presence is disturbing, and the fact that you've revealed that others are coming to this area as well, getting rid of it is to their advantage. You're definitely, absolutely feeling that. He is what you would call true neutral. He has no preference between good and evil. He prefers a balance. He prefers clean mental state. He understands that when people come in need of their guidance, they will provide it. They are essentially, think of your shamans and mystical healers and all that kind of stuff. That's their role here. They help. And beyond that, they have their own motivations. When he spoke of the Dreamlands, you can tell that there was fear there. He is truly afraid of Dalcor. It is an alien world, and it's controlled by alien creatures, not the Elder Gods. Something different. Something different. And he's like, maybe you'll find some answers. Maybe I can help you.
Read the book. Let's just read the book.
But he also said that everything that's here is reflected there. So if you want to take that a step further, the page that you have, the research that you have, has its own traces and identities in the Dreamland.
Ah.
So you may learn more stuff in there.
You might find more threads to follow, more information.
Okay, you kind of
Do you feel better?
Nope. Because I meditate all the freaking time.
See, you ruined her mindset.
But my character literally meditates all the time and knows that if you are in another state other than conscious,
You're unconscious.
it's not good. Things can happen and they're beyond your control.
Which he cautioned you on. Like,
Yeah.
if you are killed in the Dreamlands, you will physically survive. You might come back with some
Different.
afflictions.
I think that maybe
Not different, afflictions.
which is different. You'd perceive things differently.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Alright, I say we just go with the vote. Who wants to dreamwalk?
I vote dreamwalker.
I guess we're dreamwalking.